Timbe. Let's flag off with our top stories.
Amid a tide of legal minds from across the nation, Biya has been re-elected to lead the Cameroon Bar Council, securing a second 3-year term. His return signals continuity in reforms and professional ethics in a sector many consider crucial for national justice and institutional integrity. In a move that shapes the unfolding drama of Cameroon's 2025 presidential race, seasoned lawyer and anti-corruption crusader barrister Akere Muna officially declared his candidacy at the LECAM headquarters in Yaoundé. Just hours later, Geneviève Zeh, a voice from civil society and known for her advocacy within the United Nations framework, submitted her independent bid from the South region. Their contrasting yet compelling visions now join a growing list of contenders, setting the tone for a high-stake electoral showdown. And the heart of Banka beats solely this week as a separatist enforced lockdown chokes the city's transport arteries. Deserted parks and stranded passenger marks the aftermath of a deadly cycle of violence, including the killing of a gendarme and a retaliatory arrest, deepening the crisis that has defined the region's recent past. Welcome to the 6:15 news, reaching you live from our studios in Douala.
Respective platforms are opened for consultation on Canal International. I'm Kejan Henry Atimbe. Of course, we begin with presidential election. Geneviève Zeh, a member of the United Nations Civil Society Organization and former presidential hopeful, has officially submitted her candidacy file this Wednesday at the LECAM Regional South Regional Delegation in Ebolova. Of course, this has reaffirmed her independent bid for the country's top job. Ambo Gladys Tiban.
Geneviève Zeh, member of a United Nations Civil Society Organization, is once again throwing her heart into the political ring. This Wednesday, July 16, 2025, she submitted her candidacy documents at the South Regional Delegation of Elections Cameroon in Ebolowo. Received warmly by LECAM officials, she completed all procedural formalities, marking her return to the presidential race after previously contesting in 2018. Speaking shortly after the submission, the presidential hopeful outlined a rather unconventional political vision. Central to her platform is what she describes as a divine mission to lead, a calling that, according to her, includes rewriting and publishing a new version of the Bible.
I came to enrich Cameroon and Africa. One of my key projects is producing a new Bible, which I believe will generate significant revenue as many people desire to own one. This initiative goes beyond religion. It is also about communication and raising awareness. Evangelization today reaches beyond churches. It touches homes, offices, and communities.
Education also features prominently in her platform. Zeh pointed to past violence in areas like Bamenda and the far north, where attacks on schools has left lasting scars.
Peace comes through education. It's time to educate people with the truth that will free them from suffering caused by terrorism. My mission is divine, and I received a calling to lead. Since 2018, my candidacy has been guided by this.
A passionate advocate of Pan-Africanism, Zeh believes Africa's time has come and insists that visionary leadership is needed to harness its full potential. As the race heats up, Geneviève Zeh becomes one of the few women and independent voices vying for the presidency.
Ambo Gladys Debang. Meanwhile, 3 presidential hopefuls for the October 12 polls have deposited their files this Wednesday at the Lekam head office in Yaoundé. While some actually deposited by themselves, Nku Vondo dropped on behalf of Akere Muna. Hyacin Cha is presently standing by at the headquarters of Elections Cameroon. Who are those, Hyacin, who have finally dropped this Wednesday?
Of course, we are confirming that 3 aspirants have successfully dropped their files this Wednesday, July 16, at the headquarters of Elections Cameroon here in Yaoundé. During the early hours of the morning, we witnessed the entry of a huge delegation here, led by Prosper Kumvondo of Parti Univers, Jang Dennis of the Popular Action Party, and Baligel Nkot of the Secretary General of the UPC Party, as they led a huge delegation here to deposit the file of Barrister Akere Muna as candidate for the upcoming October 12 presidential elections in Cameroon. And of course, 2 other candidates have equally dropped their file here. We are talking about Kamgan Tan Eric, who dropped his file here as one of those vying to run for the upcoming presidential polls. And equally, we've witnessed the entry this evening of Jean-Blaise Guet, president of the Patriotic Movement for Change in Cameroon and flag bearer of the party for the upcoming presidential elections. He was an aspirant in 2011, 2018, but did not finally deposit his candidature, as he had to throw weight with his followers behind President Paul Biya. And this time around, he says he is going in as candidate, and he invites, or he urges President Paul Biya to reciprocate the favor he has been doing in that light by supporting his candidature. And of course, the commission in charge of receiving the candidacies files here is still at work, and they work every day from morning till 8 p.m. At the moment, they are still waiting. Some aspirants may come knocking to deposit their files as well. And just to indicate that some have equally been here just for inquiries, especially those vying to run as independent candidates for the upcoming presidential polls. Elekam headquarters in Yaoundé, Hyacin Cha, Constant Kamga. Back to you in the studio.
Beautiful day, Hyacin. Thanks very much. And as Cameroon is heading towards the 2025 presidential poll, a wave of independent candidates is already beginning to stir the political waters. These newcomers have actually promised fresh ideas and a break away from the traditional party lines. Now, Morindi is reporting that Morindi wonders if they are going to contend with with established giants on the political landscape. Maury.
All the independent candidates introducing fresh perspective, the entrenched dominance, particularly the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, Cameronisans Movement, the Social Democratic Front, PCRN, and others present significant hurdles.
Big political parties seem to dominate the political scene, and with 370 political parties, then you have people who are excited about being presidential candidates also joining, but without a party, and who probably have something to offer. Yes, they have that opportunity to go around the country and collect 300 signatures from some key persons that the law has defined, 30 in each region, and you are good to go. So you cannot say that the law stopped you from exercising your rights.
The success of these independent candidates will depend on their ability to mobilize support across diverse regions and navigate the complex electoral requirements.
Probably as we go down the road with the years and things become more refined, what we are seeing as independent candidates will become more serious, become more useful. And if you are truly a very good independent candidate who is very strong, well, you could go to a party that has elected officials, and they can probably make you their presidential candidate, and you can sail through. But collecting 300 signatures around the nation is like getting a teaspoon of crocodile tears.
In conclusion, the rise of independent candidates reflects a growing desire for political diversification in Cameroon. However, systemic challenges and the prevailing influence of established parties will test the resilience and appeal of these new entrants in the 2025 presidential election.
Thank you, Maureen. And the President Biya's declaration to run for yet another term in the October 12th presidential poll has left the Southwest residents split. While some anticipate what is known as stability and experience, others have actually voiced skepticism over real change. Ines Daniel Undwabala is our Southwest chief correspondent. She reports.
The Southwest region has been battling with the Anglophone crisis for the past 9 years. Many inhabitants have lost their homes, property, and loved ones. During these periods of 9 years, tears have filled their eyes as they continuously live in the fear of the unknown. Amidst the crisis, citizens equally cry for lack of social amenities like water, good roads, and electricity. It should be noted that the presidential election is scheduled to take place this October 2025, and President Paul Biya has again tendered his candidature to run for another term of office if elected. The news of his candidacy was received with mixed feelings in the Southwest region, as some inhabitants are optimistic about positive changes while others are reluctant.
Maybe you can go and see change. There's a change. Maybe the time that he was there, now I can think very much as a vote US back. Maybe from now to next election, you can have a change of so many things they hold.
Meanwhile, Thomas Enjewin says regarding the age of President Paul Biya, another term of office will be stressful for him.
I can only say my grandfather is trying to, I don't even know what my grandfather is going to impact me again. Yes, at that age, my grandfather needs rest. Let the youth come in and then see how I can take this country to another step.
Ayok Joseph says President Paul Biya has the right to go in for another mandate because he is a Cameroonian and his candidacy has nothing to do with the Anglophone crisis.
You're asking if the president has declared his candidature. Yeah, it is normal for any Cameroonian who has a right to stand for election to declare his candidature. But now it all depends on the voters. So if the president has declared his candidature, it's normal.
It should be noted that the presidential election is scheduled to take place on October 12, 2025, and President Paul Biya, the world's longest serving leader, 92 years of age, has declared his candidacy after months of speculation. According to him, much is left to be done. Meantime, it is left for Cameroonians to decide who will be their next leader in order to effect the change they deserve.
Thanks very much, Ines Daniel Undwabala. We move over to the Open Camp Division, where ACT Foundation has actually donated some medical equipment to the Aluchem Hospital in Banka, that is in Bafran. In a remarkable show of solidarity, the ACT Foundation, a charitable organization founded in 2020 by Nadine Toko Chokoha and based in the United States, made a significant donation this Friday to the Aluchem Hospital in Banka Bafang, located in Cameroon's West region. This humanitarian gesture is part of the foundation's broader mission to support healthcare institutions and help improve the quality of care provided to local communities. On this occasion, the hospital received a substantial consignment of medical equipment, essential drugs and sanitary supplies valued at over 200 million CFA francs. Speaking on behalf of the foundation's coordinator, Mwamini Lizette emphasized that the donation aims to strengthen the hospital's technical and logistical capacity so it can better serve the people of Banka and surrounding areas.
Le don que nous venons de faire à l'hôpital Aluchem est The donation we made today at the Aluchiam Hospital is an initiative by Madame Nadine Toko. She founded this institution 5 years ago and had the idea of helping Cameroonians who are in need. So she called out to some benevolent partners who had the same goal with her. We hope these equipments will be rightfully used to help the needy.
Present at the ceremony, Dr. Tafunkeng Urij, Chief Medical Officer of Adluchem Hospital and Regional Coordinator of the Adluchem Medical Foundation in the West Region, warmly welcomed the initiative. He stressed the immediate and lasting impact the materials will have on both the staff and the patients. This donation comes at a critical time. It will significantly improve our technical infrastructure and enhance our service delivery. The regional administration was also represented at the event by Francis Patrick Famyong, Inspector of the Prefectural Administration, who spoke on behalf of the governor, who was unavoidably absent. Mr. Famyong described the gesture as commendable and exemplary, calling on local elites and other stakeholders to follow the lead of the ARC Foundation in supporting the government's push for universal health coverage. Also in attendance was the Senior Divisional Officer of the Open Camp, D.N. Jam Lawrence. Commendably and exemplary, I want the local elites and other stakeholders to follow the lead of the ARC Foundation in supporting the government's push for universal health coverage. Ultimately, the true beneficiaries of this generous act are the patients of Adluchem Hospital, whose access to health care will be significantly improved. With this latest gesture, the ARC Foundation reaffirms its unwavering commitment to valuable communities and its determination to promote equitable access to quality health care. A gesture worthy of admiration, it stands as a call for greater solidarity within Cameroonian society.
Victoria draws the curtain for this edition of the 650 with me, Kejang Henry Athembe, thanking you for being there with us. Lead page will be down. All right.